Hello and welcome to the big picture. As the elections to the Lok Sabha nears, the activity on the non-Congress, non-BJP parties front has gathered momentum. Today the CPIM and the AIDMK has announced an alliance, while the CPI sealed its alliance with the AIDMK a day before. Meanwhile, the Janata Dal U under Nitish Kumar and Sharad Yadav has also started taking initiative to bring together the parties belonging to the erstwhile Janata Parivar. In fact, before every elections in the last 15 or 20 years, one has witnessed such activity and coming together of what seems like disparate forces, but has failed to make much impact. How is this effort aimed at the forthcoming Lok Sabha elections going to be different? Can these parties forge a viable alliance and pose a tough challenge to the Congress and BJP? We will discuss all this today with KC Tyagi, Janata Dal U MP, Nilotpal Basu, Central Committee member of the CPIM, DP Tripathi, NCP, Nationalist Congress Party MP, and Vinod Sharma, political editor of Hindustan Times. Welcome to all of you. Tyagi ji, I would like to come to you first. This effort which you and your party members are putting in, is it trying to bring together all the non-Congress, non-BJP parties, or is your effort first to bring together the erstwhile Janata Parivar parties?
Both. The friends of the left Morcha, they took initiative on the 30th October 2013 while inviting all the non-Congress, non-BJP parties, including NCP also,
Yes.
against the increasing tension in the society. And this is the another follow-up action by the left friends, inviting those parties for some understanding on the issues before the parliament, try to make some morcha in parliament, and then for go to the poll, supporting each other in their respective state. One. Two, the Janata Dal Parivar constituents, Biju Janata Dal of Shri Naveen Patnaik, Janata Dal S, Janata Dal United, and Samajwadi Party. We belong to the same old political framework. So there is one proposal also that while remaining the political identity separate and independent, these parties will make a federal front type of a thing, and with the support of the left, they will align with the regional parties also.
Right.
So we came to the conclusion after these 4 state elections that Congress is increasing its graph very, very, very highly. It is losing its mass-based support, and where there is a BJP and Congress party, the Congress party is losing terribly. But when there is an alternative to Congress and BJP both, people accepted even a newcomer party like Aam Aadmi Party as the best alternative of Congress and BJP.
Right.
And the UPA lost all its friends. The NCP, it is not very happy with the functioning of the Congress.
Okay.
The National Conference, our old ally, is also not happy.
Okay, Mr. Tyagi will find out from Mr. Tripathi how happy or unhappy they are. Mr. Tripathi, NCP's role in all these things are quite ambiguous. You know, you went and joined on that October 30th rally, you were part of it. Now your leader, Mr. Sharad Pawar, has made it clear that it's a matter of time before he will continue the alliance with the Congress party. Where does NCP stand in all this scheme of things?
No. NCP stand is very clear and categorical. See, we have always been with the UPA. Congress party is the leading party of UPA.
Right.
Even day before yesterday, Mr. Pawar has made it abundantly clear that our seat sharing with the Congress party will be resolved in 8 or 10 days.
Right.
And this alliance will be on very firm grounds. And second, we have been for the unity of all secular forces all the while. That has been our political line. Like in Kerala, NCP is part of the Left Democratic Front for years. This is not a new phenomenon.
Right.
And in 2009 elections in Orissa, we had understanding with Biju Janata Dal of Naveen Patnaik. So that understanding is there. And as Mr. Tyagi was referring to, we participated in the 30th October 2013 convention, anti-communal convention organized by the left parties. So we all participated in that. We were together. And we will be together in all these moves of uniting the secular democratic forces.
But Mr. Tripathi, the question is that this front which they are talking about, Mr. Tyagi made it very clear, it is an anti-Congress, anti-BJP front. So how do you figure in that scheme of things? You are very much with the Congress party.
We are a democratic but different political party than the Congress. I told you, Left Democratic Front has no objection in Kerala. We are with them. 2009 BJD had no objection to our being with them. So that is how a broad democratic alliance can be worked out with parties like NCP.
So it is what you are thinking is a post-election situation. You can still move away.
No, pre-election. It is not a question of moving away. There is no question of moving away. There are political realities, and we have always been saying that the secular forces must combine together, including the Congress.
Okay. Nilotpal, the left party seems to have taken the lead. Your party went ahead and forged an alliance with Jayalalitha at the ADMK in Tamil Nadu today. So, but do you see this front which is emerging now, how do you see it different from what has been, experimented in the past?
I think to term this whole process as building a front would be wrong. As we have pointed out time and again that a front really requires a common understanding in terms of program and some ideological commonality.
Yes.
But this is actually state-based electoral adjustment that we are having. And if you go by the record, actually not only this non-Congress, non-BJP parties, but even alliances like UPA or NDA or the United Front in the mid-90s were all post-poll electoral, political arrangements. Therefore, it would be wrong to say that we are into front building, but in each of the state, there will be specific electoral adjustments which could keep both the Congress and the BJP at bay. What I could make out from Mr. Tripathi's comments, that even they are talking basically between a Congress-NCP electoral alliance in Maharashtra, not beyond that. I mean, they have no problem in electoral alliances with other parties which are of a non-Congress, non-BJP
outside
nature.
Maharashtra.
So therefore, I think the whole process will emerge after the polls. I mean, it will get galvanized.
So you admit. So Nilotpal, you admit that there is no ideological conformity between different parties which you people are trying to bring together.
Nobody is having. Nobody is having.
Okay.
I mean, Modi. You see, after all the efforts, have not been able to pick up anybody.
No,
Congress, whatever alliance is started with, many of the forces have actually shifted away from them, and it's not possible because the plurality that we are having in Indian politics today is a result of the economic, social and political diversity that we have in this point in time.
Okay. Vinod, no ideological conformity. They all admit frankly that they're trying to bring this. So this whole tag of being an opportunistic alliances, is this something which they will be able to live down?
No, may I tell you one thing? We are at times unfair to them. You see, why do we call them third front?
Whatever front.
Federal
front, whatever. But like Mr. Tyagi is talking about a federal front within the third front.
Why do we call them a third front? I posed a question to myself
Yes.
and I'm giving an answer. We call them a third front because, there is a front which is led by the BJP, one by the Congress. And because this is now a late arrival, though it had an avatar earlier, that you're calling it a third front. Now, another reason that you call it a third front, that a third front experiment, unfortunately in this country, and that has been the cause of its downfall, that the fact that they could not give a government that could last longer, was because they did not have a strong core. In 1996, it was very unfortunate, it happened before our eyes. The left had a great opportunity to give that core. And I'm confident that had that core come to the United Front at that stage, that government would have lasted much longer.
Historic mistake.
No, I mean,
No, historic
Jyoti
mistake,
Babu called it
yeah.
historic blunder.
Blunder.
I would not like to call it a blunder. I'm just analyzing the situation. If you look back, you see that front would, today they wouldn't have had this, kind of pejorative,
Attached to
them that, oh, they're a third front and that's why they are on a front, I'm sorry. They are an ideological bulwark against
Who is
communal
the ideological
forces.
bulwark?
You see
the
what,
left, you're talking of the left front or this entire combination?
You see, when all these people get together, at least there is one leitmotif on which there's one issue on which they broadly agree.
On what?
Which is that these people have had the background of supporting a formation against the BJP to keep the BJP away. Most of these people, you find them.
Like
most
today's, one second. Today's CPM's alignment with the AADMK. AADMK has been very much part of the BJP-led NDA. Now they are forging alliance with AADMK. See, don't you think this is where their legitimacy is come into question?
No. I don't see. There cannot be a cut and dried approach to politics in a perennially emerging situation. AIADMK was also the one who almost brought down the Vajpayee government. They pulled out from the Vajpayee government. Similarly, DMK has been on both sides of the spectrum. JDU had been with the NDA, but now is in the forefront of the charge against the NDA.
Right.
So I think that you have to give these political players an elbow room.
No, we can give, but the question, Vinod,
I'm only saying that if they were to have a third front government, a formation, if post-poll, as Nilotpal says, that this would be a post-poll exercise, then that post-poll exercise, this time must include the left as a participant, and not as a puppeteer or a ringmaster from outside.
Okay, Mr. Tyagi, how do you? No, I'm asking you the same question which I asked Vinod also. Why do you think that this time, these forces which you are trying to bring together, you and the left parties and all, how would it be different from what has happened in the past? How will you be able to convince the people that you are different this time and people should vote for you?
If you have seen the survey which are being published nowadays in almost all the newspaper and the electronic media, 42% people of the country, they want these front partners to be in the next government.
Right.
208, more than 20 MPs are supposed to get elected from this front. And the Congress party is ruling the nation more than 50 years. What is their credibility? They are responsible for the price rise. They are responsible for the corruption. They are responsible for so many things. Even then the masses, they elect them. What is the credibility of communal forces?
No,
Narendra Modi has been elected by the electorate of Gujarat 3 times. And he has been responsible for the massacre of a lot of people therein. So people, they are making experiment again and again. In the case of the Aam Aadmi Party, they were never tested by the people of Delhi.
No, but
there was a vacuum.
There was a vacuum
against the policies of Congress as well as the BJP.
Absolutely, but will that vacuum?
So therefore, nowadays, even today, the credibility of the Congress party is going down day by day, and the BJP has not been fulfilling the aspirations of the large section of the society all over the country.
You think
therefore
that
they need a viable alternative?
Mr. Tyagi, so you think that
We will try.
these negative opinion about these parties will help you? Mr. Tripathi, my question to you is that here you will be facing this kind of situations where these parties will be abusing the Congress and the government of which you people were very much part of for the last 10 years. How are you going to do this balancing act of being with the Congress party, running with them? It's in the elections in Maharashtra, and how are you going to face this if you are going to align with any of these fronts or whatever is emerging now? What kind of credibility will you people carry?
I told you without any confusion that for years we are part of the Left Democratic Front in Kerala. The CPIM,
where you don't have any stakes,
in Kerala,
where you
is
don't have any
spearheading the
stakes.
campaign against the Congress-led. No, we have two MLAs. We had one minister also earlier in the ministry. So this is not the question that we don't have a stake. My point is that we align with all these secular parties, which has been our consistent political understanding and perspective about the Indian political reality, which is marked by pluralism. This single party dominant system is over.
No, Mr. Tripathi.
When we aligned with BJD in Odisha, BJD was not compromising with its opposition to the Congress.
Mr. Tripathi, my question is that so the NCP welcomes this development. Does it welcome the formation of this kind of a alternative front? You think that it is necessary in the situation that which we are in now?
As Nilotpal just pointed out, don't look at it as a front. It will be...
No, whatever you would like to call it.
It will not be a correct political formulation at this juncture. But as Nationalist Congress Party NCP, we always support the coming together of various democratic and secular parties. That is why we participated in the anti-communal convention organized by the left in October 2013.
Okay.
That is why we welcome all moves of different political parties coming together.
Okay.
That is a very healthy political development. It will strengthen democracy in the country.
Nilotpal, is this formation which you are trying to, these alliances which you people are trying to forge, what is the basis for that? Is anti-communalism the basis? Because 30th October rally was all about communalism and anti-communalism. So is it an anti-communalism front that which you people are trying to forge?
Why anti-communalism? There are other issues as well. As we have
What
seen
are the,
in the...
Okay, what are the other issues? What are the other issues on which... One second, let me finish the question. What are the other issues on which you think, your party thinks that you can have common cause with all these parties with which you are trying to forge alliances?
I'm coming to that. First of all, you see, it is very, very clear that in the recent elections that we are seeing, that the Congress support among the people is nosediving. I mean, it is disappearing as fast as it can. On the other hand, there is this danger of BJP and particularly Narendra Modi with outright corporate sponsorship and support on the one hand and Hindutva on the other. Therefore, we are engaging with all our friends with whom we can have engagement and trying to link both these two elements that you see, there cannot be a struggle against communalism without any substance unless the people's ooze and the concerns of the people are addressed, like the question of price rise, the question of corruption, like the growing unemployment. Now, maybe many of these parties may not be on the same page as the left insofar as the policy prognosis is concerned,
right.
But at the same time, the issues of life and livelihood of the people will also be there very much. Otherwise, you see, this exercise in itself will not have any credibility among the people. It will not carry any conviction. So it's a combination of people's day-to-day economic and social concerns together with the great threat of this Hindutva
Because-
and communal fascism.
See, Nilotpal, from the last 1 year at least or more, ever since people start talking about another front emerging, your party, your leaders, you people have been consistently talking about an economic policy-based program, platform which you need to emerge. But you don't think that that has been possible at this as of now?
No, that effort is independent. You see, as each of these parties, JDU has its own political agenda, NCP has its own political agenda, or BJD has its own political agenda, or ADMK has its own political agenda. I mean, there is no conflict between
Okay.
the attempt to forge a post-poll alliance which can really be a substitute to both the Congress and the BJP.
Okay.
And in any case, Congress and the BJP has nothing great to show to the Indian people
Okay.
as to how they are a much improved or better substitute to the non-Congress, non-BJP democratic and
Okay.
secular forces.
Okay, Vinod, the question is that how much credibility one is that, we will have to wait and watch how credible they can be. But in all this, what will this mean for the Congress party?
It means, I think, it's a good augury for Congress party. Because if these people hang together, maybe before elections, on a common understanding, ideological understanding, on certain issues, key issues, as Nilotpal says, that anti-communal front, and then of course there is a degree of anti-congressism. But you see, each time the left or the right is on the upswing, you see the Hindutva forces or the Janasangh BJP are on the upswing, anti-congressism dilutes. And now I'm sure that people like Nilotpal and others will contest this, but this is how it works on the ground. Now, if these people together have about 200 odd seats in parliament, where will they go to fetch the additional numbers? My basic question here is that the left's position that they want a program-oriented third front and not an election-oriented third front is a very, very noble, valid position. But then it is not working. It is not a practical proposition. It's not a practical proposition. And the left, and they should not be moving around, shying away from partaking of power at the center. The CPM has not taken power at the center. CPI has taken power at the center. CPM has not participated in power at the center.
Girish, can I respond?
Yes, please respond.
I think my friend Vinod Sharma is a very noble soul, but he is pleading with us to endorse the policies of the Congress.
No, he didn't say that. What is he saying?
He didn't say that you should endorse the policy.
Who said it? The problem with you leftists today is that you guys don't listen to others. You respond without listening.
To you.
Where did I say you respond to the policies of Congress?
To listen to me.
I did not say that.
I'm saying whose policy is cutting eyes. You see, you have seen Congress beating the dust. I mean, why they have failed? Why are their policies being, thrown to the dust by the people? Do you think that any political force which does not distance itself from those policies
that's not what I think.
In favor of the people?
I think you overread what he was saying, Nilotpal. Anyway, Vinod, final round. Aam Aadmi Party, where does Aam Aadmi Party figure in all these kind of things? Because suddenly we see in these opinion polls and things like that, they are becoming virtually the alternative to these two parties.
They represent the failure of the left movement in this country,
Yes.
And they have certain characteristics of the left movement. First of all, they don't listen to others. And they respond without listening, I mean, they are looking for an argument which is a stock argument to give.
Who is giving?
Our party, like the left, gives a stock argument. I am saying they are both noble entities. They are clean people. You can disagree with them on policy, but you can't say that they are corrupt people. Now, I think that the formation of a third front, which is short of numbers,
Yes.
they cannot be assuming power with the support of the BJP. This is the big point I'm making.
This is the point
Because
which
they
I'm
will be
making.
supported by the Congress, they'll have to make a deal on policy to some extent. Now, this is not amount to saying that, you know, they should support the Congress policy or not
No, that
support
is
the
not the
Congress
point.
policy.
Mr.
And may I
Tyagi-
say one thing more?
Yes.
I think Sitaram Kesri or Arjun Singh wouldn't have dared to run rings around Mr. Deve Gowda or Mr. Inder Gujral, have in their place there been a Jyoti Basu. And that is the biggest mistake. And they let down the people of this country on that score.
History is, this recent history, we all know about it. Mr. Tyagi, the question now is that, you know, there are other parties which, in the horizon, which have been there, which have been with the BJP in the past, and which are also showing tendencies now even to go back to the BJP. Would you be trying to, bring them also into this grouping? Say parties like Telugu Desam, the parties like DMK, parties like YSR Congress, Trinamool Congress, all these parties. Do you see contradictions among all these things creating a problem for this kind of a grouping which you are thinking of?
YSR Congress leader Jagan Mohan Reddy, he is on record on saying that he will be with the political stand taken by JDU and the left, led by CPM. He is on record on saying. In the case of BSP, DMK and Mamata Banerjee,
Right.
we think that they are also anti-communal party. We have contradictions with them. We are solidly behind CPM.
No, Mr. Tyagi, the question when you start...
Listen to me.
No, when you talk
Listen
of an
to me.
anti-communal, when you talk of anti-communalism, the problem is half of these parties which you are talking about are all parties which have been with the BJP, because, when you say anti-communalism, you are talking of being anti-BJP.
In their respective state, BSP is fighting against BJP in UP. Mamata Banerjee is fighting Congress as well as left as well as BJP also, and I think she will not be the part of any communal front.
So these credentials should carry them
Listen
through as
to me.
anti-communal. Okay, last words to you, Mr. Tripathi.
And after the election,
Yes, I know, Mr. We are completely running out of time, Mr. Tyagi, sorry. After the election, we will see, we'll wait, we'll have many more discussions before the elections come, and after the elections, we will see what happens. Mr. Tripathi, quick last words to you. The growing phenomenon of the Aam Aadmi Party, how will that play a role in all these, calculations which are being made now?
That is because they were able to capture the aspirations of the people, as Vinod Sharma just said.
Yes.
And because they put the corruption as main issue, which is a very, very important problem for the decay of the political social system in this country.
Yes.
And therefore that caught the imagination of the people. And even then, remember one thing, in this all media hype, that this Aam Aadmi Party did not even get a simple majority in Delhi. They are being supported by the Congress party. That is how they are running the government. And this whole concept of always correct and never wrong political formations who think that they are the only repository of truth and anarchism is the best course of action. I don't think people are going to like it for very long.
Okay.
This is going to be ephemeral political phenomena. That is why I said AAP is sharp for India. It is not Aam Aadmi Party AAP. It is self-styled Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay.
Sharp.
I think on that note we need to completely run out of time.
That is my assessment of the...
We will wait and watch how all these things will develop in the coming months before the Lok Sabha elections. Third front is always an exciting concept, but how it will emerge and how it will stick is what the big question has always been. Thanks to all my guests, Mr. K.C. Tyagi, Nilotpal Basu, D.P. Tripathi and Vinod Sharma. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue in Big Picture same time tomorrow.